First, thanks very much for helping me out today.
Okay.
It's obviously really appreciated. We're going to probably run the session for approximately 45 minutes.
Okay.
Hopefully no longer than an hour. So just before we start, I just want to explain the setup and basically how the session works. So I'm responsible for conducting some customer research for a FlyUX mobile app.
Yeah.
So we're trying to identify some issues that could possibly fix to make the app easier to use.
Okay.
So to do that, we're talking to people like yourself, and based on the feedback, we're hoping to pinpoint areas for possible improvement.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will say
Cool.
thanks very much for
Okay.
helping out. So just the setup of the room. So I'll be asking you some questions and talking you through two tasks, all of which are pretty straightforward, we hope.
Okay.
We have a camera that's on you here,
Yeah.
and the microphone's picking up everything that me and you are saying. And the reason for that is just for note-taking purposes, just to make that process a lot easier.
Yeah.
But don't worry, this kind of footage won't go anywhere other than for this note-taking purposes, so it won't go anywhere outside the team. You okay with that?
Yeah, that's
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So the session is divided into two parts. First, I'll ask you some questions just about your experience with booking flights in general.
Yeah.
And then I'll ask you to perform these two tasks on two separate airline apps.
Okay.
And I'll ask you some questions along the way.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So just a couple of things to keep in mind, just help the test run smoother. Firstly, this is called a usability test.
Okay.
But it's important to know that we're not testing you.
Yeah. Good.
We're testing the apps.
Yeah.
So there's no right or wrong answers. I'm not trying to trick you, and I'm not trying to catch you out. So if you come across a problem, as I say, it's the app's fault. It's not yours.
Okay.
And in fact, the more problems we come across, the better, because that gives us the option or the opportunity to fix them. And secondly, be as candid as possible. So honestly, just be as open and blunt and honest as possible. I haven't been involved with the creations of these apps, so you're not going to harm my feelings if you've got a critique about them. So just be as honest as possible. And then thirdly, and this is probably most important, is as you navigate through the app, whatever is going through your head, just verbalize it.
Okay.
So this is just a good way to know, just thinking aloud gets us to know what's on your mind. So
Okay.
if you're looking to click for something, say like I'm looking for something to click, or I'm looking to get to the next page, or just basically just verbalize it.
Tell you what you're doing.
Exactly. Okay. And approach things a lot slower than you normally would. Again, it's just going to be a lot easier for us to take notes. If you're not flying through the app.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I will keep on reminding you throughout the session just to slow down and speak your mind. And also note that if you want to ask questions, you feel free to do so. But just to try and keep it as realistic as possible, I might not always be able to answer your questions.
Okay.
I'm trying to make just a real world situation. So do you have any questions before we begin?
No.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, so just some kind of background questions. Just some really easy questions this time.
Yeah.
So just, can you tell me what you do for a living?
I work for a facilities management company.
Okay.
Couldn't even think there.
All right, cool. And where do you live?
In London.
Okay, cool. And in terms of the way you normally access the internet, how would you go
on my
about
phone, usually.
On your phone?
Yeah, and tablet and laptop, but
And
mainly phone.
But mainly phone?
Yeah, mainly phone, yeah.
And at work?
On the laptop.
So that's a laptop at work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you do you've got all three?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say is your most used device?
My phone.
Your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And in terms of your broadband connection, do you have Wi-Fi at home?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. And how often would you say you use your phone, and what sort of apps would you be using?
I use my phone probably 70% of the day. Usually WhatsApp, or for booking flights, or for online shopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are your most...
Yeah, and social media.
And social
Instagram,
media.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And in terms of those travel apps, what apps have you used?
Oh, I have lots. I have Skyscanner, I use Airbnb, I have EasyJet, British Airways, Ryanair, lots.
So do you do a lot of travelling?
Yeah.
You do?
Not like loads, but yeah, I use them a lot.
How often would you say you fly?
Once a month.
Once a month?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that for business or leisure?
Leisure, usually.
Do you travel for business at all?
Not so much anymore.
Okay. Is that due to current circumstances or?
Different job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Different job. Okay, cool. And how do you typically book your flights?
Via Skyscanner app.
Oh, the Skyscanner.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And okay, so you do use aggregated sites like Skyscanner and things like that. Okay. And what type of website do you prefer? What would you say your favourite?
My favourite website?
Or your favourite kind of booking app?
My favourite booking app? Probably Skyscanner.
Skyscanner?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I like it.
No, fair enough. Yeah. Okay, so if you could just describe the last time you booked a flight online. So like what was the scenario, where were you travelling?
Yeah, so I booked a flight probably 2 weeks ago to Edinburgh, but I booked it on Skyscanner via British Airways. Yeah, because I'm not fussy about the outgoing airport, so I just searched all London and took the cheapest.
Okay, so you initially went onto Skyscanner.
Yeah, and then it takes you through to the British Airways website.
Okay, so you landed on British Airways.
Yes.
Via Skyscanner. Yes. Okay, cool. And what's the most important thing for you when you're booking a flight?
So the most important thing.
Kind of like is it the right time?
Yeah, it's usually the right time for me. The right times, yeah.
And what other factors come into play when you?
Which airport they're going out from,
okay,
or into from London, because there's so many.
Okay.
And the price, obviously.
And the price, okay, cool. And when did you make the decision to travel? So like you said you flew 2 weeks ago, or you looked 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
How far in advance did you start looking for those flights?
I pretty much looked in the morning and booked them in the afternoon.
Okay, so quite.
Yeah.
Is that normally how you do it?
I usually would do it a couple of weeks in advance if it's a bigger holiday, like an international holiday. I would do.
Okay, so where were you flying that time?
Edinburgh.
Okay, so it was quite a short flight then.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say you have a different approach for your short and long haul?
Yes. Short term, that'll be fine. Go for it.
Okay.
Long term, I would probably look at it more and then watch the price go up and down until I've chosen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And on what is that? On Skyscanner?
Probably on Skyscanner. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless if I'd chosen like a specific holiday, like if I know what flights I'm looking at and it was like British Airways, then I would just keep an eye on the British Airways one, if that makes sense.
Okay, no, that's perfect. All right, cool. All right, and was it just you travelling, or?
This time, yeah.
It was, okay, cool. And do you book flights for anyone else, or was it?
Not really, usually just me.
Just for yourself. Okay, cool. No, that's fine. All right, so in terms of, have you booked flights with friends before? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of communications that took place between you guys, did you do any kind of?
I usually just take screenshots and send it to them and say, "Are these fine?"
Okay, cool. And are you the person normally responsible for booking?
Yes, usually. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's screenshots that you use. Okay. Anything else that you'd have discussed?
Not really, to be fair.
Okay. Okay, and that kind of communication, what would have been face to face or?
Probably via WhatsApp.
Via WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what kind of specific information would you have shared
Just the dates of travel
Okay.
and price. That's literally it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So screenshots.
Yeah.
All right. So that's pretty much it on that
Okay.
one. So we'll go into these kind of tasks now. So you can go ahead and you can open up the British Airways app.
Yeah.
Right. So what I want to do is just give you a bit of a scenario. You feel free to write it down, but
It's all right.
it should be pretty straightforward. So what I want you to assume is that you live in London, which you do, so that's a lot easier. And you're planning a getaway to the sun. So obviously it's winter time now, and we need a bit of sunshine. So you're thinking of going to Barcelona.
Lovely.
In Spain. And you're looking to travel at the beginning of March 2021.
Okay.
Hopefully COVID
allows.
Exactly. So your first preference would be to fly out on a Saturday.
Okay. So any time in March, but a Saturday.
The beginning of March.
Okay.
On a Saturday. And it's for 2 people, so for yourself and another, and it's 3 nights.
Okay.
So basically I just want you to open the app, so just show me what you would do. So you're on the home screen now, so what are you looking for? What do you see?
Okay, so I'm going to book a flight because I know where I want to go.
Okay.
So I'm going to click here.
So if you just go back for 1 second, just before you do so. This is where I say let's just be like really slow.
Yeah, sorry.
So in terms of what you're seeing right there now, tell me what you think.
Okay, so if I didn't know where I wanted to go, I would click here on this special promotion within the sunshine, because you said I wanted a bit of sun.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't told me I was going to Barcelona, I would have probably clicked on here first to see what was kicking about.
Okay.
What else is on here? The bottom, they all look a bit fancy for me. They obviously don't have my search previous or you go nicer places. Basically that. I probably wouldn't log in at this point because British Airways always has a tendency to never recognise my password.
Okay.
So I probably at this point wouldn't waste my time logging in until I find a flight that I want to do.
Okay, cool. All right, so just your general first impressions of the homepage. What do you think of it?
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, if I used it more often, then I would hope that this was a bit more me.
Okay.
Like city breaks and things.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Edinburgh though, where I flew to before, 62. That's very cheap. I think it looks practical.
Okay. Cool.
Coronavirus at the top. Key.
Yeah, that's important to you?
Well, yeah, because at the moment flights are so dodgy. So, I think it's important. That's what everybody's looking for at the moment.
Okay, cool. So, I know you've already clicked on
yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. But is that, what would you be normally looking for when you land on the homepage?
At this point, just to book, because I want to just book a flight. So,
okay, cool.
Here.
All right, so, what will you do next?
I'll click book a flight.
Okay, cool. All right, so here we go, next page. So yet again, what is it here that you're looking for? What do you see?
So obviously where I want to go from. It's just like a drop down one. Oh yeah, okay, cool. And then I would just search in here, so I don't have to scroll to L.
Okay.
I'm lazy. So, and then I would choose all airports because you've just said London and I'm not fussy.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And then I would do the same here because I want to go to Barcelona.
Perfect.
Here.
And the way you did that, so you normally kind of type in rather than...
Yeah, if I know where I'm going, because to scroll all the way down to L when there's a million airports, not for me.
Cool. All right, so what else are you seeing on the page here now?
So the option to do return or one way in case I want to go to Barcelona and not come back.
Okay.
Which is fine. Then I've got dates. So I'm just going to choose these.
Okay, cool. So on this page here, what are you seeing?
The calendar, which I actually quite like.
Okay.
Because it's I don't know, it just looks much more usable. You don't have to, I like that you can see more than 1 month in advance.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You don't have to like click that little arrow that says like next month.
Yeah.
That's really annoying.
Okay.
So this is actually very good. So I'm kicking about in March.
Okay.
At the beginning,
Yeah.
I said roughly Saturday. So I'm going to put the 6th
Okay.
of March for
Yeah.
3 nights. So 1, 2, 3. So I want to come home. Wait, what's 3 nights? 1, 2, 3 nights. I want to come home on the Tuesday.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, click there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, so in terms of
I'm just going to change this to 2
yeah,
adults as
and
well.
on that page, that's all.
It's fine, yeah.
And that,
young
that
adults.
booking guidelines button, what does that mean to you?
Nothing really.
Okay.
What is it? Accepted forms of payment. Nah, I'll be honest, I wouldn't even ever look at that.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I mean, it's good that it's there, but I would always fly economy because it's only to Barcelona.
And economy, what does that mean to you?
But yeah, it's only a short flight, so I wouldn't bother doing what's business. Plus, British Airways business, you don't get much more. I think you get an orange juice.
Yeah.
So I'm not going business.
No, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of lowest and flexible,
Yeah.
what is
So normally I would actually choose lowest,
okay?
but because of COVID, I've been choosing flexible. Just
Okay.
because the travel restrictions keep changing. So normally I would choose lowest and be like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just fly as cheap as chips. But I have been choosing flexible, particularly on British Airways, because then I can change my flights.
Okay. So what does lowest and flexible mean to you?
So lowest means it's going to be the cheapest, probably the cheapest flight within that day. It's usually after times though.
Okay.
And flexible to me means that there's a bit more, what's the word? Like reassurance, I guess, around if I need to change them. Although
Okay.
British Airways are technically very good usually.
Okay. No, that's perfect. All right. So yeah, what would you?
Well, I'm going for lowest because I hear there's a vaccine. So
All right. So then you've gone ahead there and you've
Yeah.
clicked. Okay. Cool. So what is it?
okay, essential information to enter the UK. Yeah, well, that's fine. You may be required to isolate for 14 days. Check the requirements. Send me to the government.
And what do you think of this?
I think it's very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, UK is helping. The exempt countries list is there before I don't have to look for it. Way to face covering. Yeah, I think this is useful actually.
Okay. Cool.
I understand.
Okay. Great. So here we are.
Yeah.
What do you see on the page?
So it's got Barcelona in the background, which is very cool.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got all my different days at the top here. So I've chosen the Saturday, but it also shows me a couple of days either side, and then the prices, although they're all the same prices at the moment, I think, which is good. Then underneath, I've got all of my different flights that I can take. These are all from Heathrow, so they mustn't be flying from anywhere else
Okay.
just now, which is fine because I didn't specify. Although normally I would expect to see, like, if it was London, I would expect to see another couple of airports to fly out from.
Okay.
And then you know how you can select to say, like, yeah, I don't want to actually go from Southend or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, here this looks fine.
Okay. And in terms of the various, what is that? That's white to see other classes. What does that mean to you?
It's just showing me the difference in price between economy and business. Again, I would probably always look at it.
Okay.
If it's only like £2 difference, you probably pay for it.
Yeah.
Same as like on the train. Sometimes you can get the first class cheaper than the standard class, so I would always look at it. But yes, like 70 quid difference.
Yeah.
No thanks.
That's too much,
Not for 2 hour. Yeah, for a 2 hour flight. Different if I was flying long haul.
Yeah. So when you look.
No, maybe still not at £70.
No, that's fair.
Not on a £34 flight, no.
Okay. So yeah, basically, just what would you be looking for next?
Okay, so then I would look at the times.
Okay.
Because I'd factor in, like, if it's Heathrow and it's a national flight, you'd probably have to be there 2 hours before. So I'd be thinking, do I want to be there at the crack of dawn when I've got 3 whole nights in Barcelona? Or am I happy to be there at, like, you know what I mean? So I'm an hour to Heathrow and 2 hours before. So I need to leave the house 3 hours before these flights.
Okay.
So how early do I want to get out of bed?
And
before I fly.
Are you quite a planned flyer? do you like to leave yourself a lot of time?
It depends. I do try, but I'm not very good. If I'm going on a holiday, then I will leave like 2 hours because I like to have a drink and breakfast and things. So I would probably go a couple of hours. If I was just flying back to Edinburgh, I'll leave it like 45 minutes before the plane leaves.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I would probably choose this one here at 10:30 or 10:25.
Okay.
So I could leave at like 7ish, be at the airport for 8ish.
Yeah.
And still land in Barcelona at a reasonable time.
Okay. And in terms of any of the other kind of options to see more details or anything, is that something you generally use to see more information?
Not really. What does it say? Terminal 3. I guess maybe once I'd booked it, because for me the only interesting information here is telling me what terminal I need to be in at Heathrow because it's chaos, and same with Barcelona. But I'm not really fussed about what type of plane it is.
Okay.
So for me, that's not really a thing.
Okay, cool.
Personally.
That's fine. All right. So yeah, what would you go ahead?
Yeah. So I'm going for this one.
Okay. And here we go. So what do you see?
So I'm looking at the difference here between economy basic and which is my hand baggage only, and an allocated seat, which is fine, or £46, which has a 23 kilogram checked bag allowance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that?
So I would actually probably pay the extra £12.
Okay, you would, yeah?
Yeah, I think for £12 for a 23 kilogram bag is very cheap.
Yeah?
Yeah, very cheap.
Okay.
Plus, if I got to choose because again, I'm traveling with someone else, I'd like to sit with them, and nowadays you have to pay a fortune to choose to sit next to someone.
Yeah.
So actually, if I could pay £12 now to choose my seat and take a bag, well, I reckon because it's usually like £8 each way for a seat plus £20 luggage each way. So yeah, that's a deal. So I'd probably choose plus.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool. In terms of that seating, is that something that you normally opt for?
No. Depends on who I'm travelling with.
Okay.
So usually it's the other person that makes that call. I'm not that fussy.
Okay.
To be honest.
All right, cool. All right, so what are you seeing on this next?
So it's the same. It's giving me all of the different dates at the top. It's much cheaper to come back from Barcelona. So I would probably scroll further down and get like a later flight back so that I get more time on holiday.
Okay.
So I'd probably choose like a 7 o'clock even.
Okay.
So same scenario. I've based mine on times because the prices are all the same. If there was price differences here, that might sway me a bit more, but because they're all the same.
So when you return leg, what are you normally looking for?
A reasonable time for it to land back in the UK. So it's not like this is 9:45 to get back from Heathrow. And also to not make it too late that I'm like over in the other place, wasting time on the day, but enough to still have your day's holiday. So 7 p.m.'s like still a decent time to come back.
Okay, cool.
So I would choose this.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go again. So
yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah, so that's fine.
All right, cool. So last little page here.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you see on this page?
So now I've got like a flight summary, so it tells me when I'm going out, when I'm coming back.
Okay.
The same, and then it's got the option for me to apply an e-voucher, which I think I actually do have. And then it's got a price breakdown, which I can click on, which is good because if I don't want to see that information, it's not bogging up my screen, but I can click on it.
And is that something you normally look at?
Not really, to be honest, because I've already chosen the price that I want there.
Yeah.
And I never really understand all this, like taxis, fees and carrier charges. I mean, I don't really know. I just want to know what's going to cost me. I know that sounds, but yeah, I'm not really interested with the air passenger duty is.
No, for sure.
But I guess that some people are, so it means it's good that it's not just in my face. If I want to see it, it's there.
Okay.
And if it's not, it's not.
Tabs and buttons?
So about my flights, this is helpful again at the moment because it's mainly around cancellations and changes, which is thingy. If you want to cancel your flight, it always just says no refunds, so it's fine.
Okay, cool.
And then this baggage allowance is telling me the baggage allowance. The only thing that kind of annoys me on baggage allowance is that you can never just book for one person.
Okay.
So, well, you can on some apps, but you have to add the baggage on afterwards. But because we've done it as part of Plus, you can't. and you can't ever just add baggage one way,
Okay.
which is really annoying.
So yeah, okay.
But I think that's an airline thing rather than their booking system thing.
And is it extra baggage or cabin baggage? Is that or hold luggage, checked luggage? Is that something you normally end up adding?
If I'm going, probably actually. If I'm going for more than like 3 or 4 days, then I probably would take checked luggage, whole luggage.
Okay.
Because I can't pack very well.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. Okay, cool. So, I mean, what would you?
Okay, so now I'm going to continue.
All right, cool. And that is actually what we're going to do on this app.
Okay, cool.
So that's fine. So head out of here, and then what we want to do is open up the EasyJet app.
Yeah.
Just before we get into the EasyJet app, what was your kind of overall experience with the British Airways app?
I thought it was very good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. So normally I have issues with British Airways and it doesn't work.
Okay.
I always have issues when I'm mainly when I've booked a flight trying to check in, but it was nice, well set out, good information.
Anything you particularly liked or disliked about the process?
I liked the calendar. Very much like the calendar. It was easy to choose the dates. I liked that the flexibility was at the top. You didn't have to press that button that says like plus or minus 3 days. Sorry. I don't know. What else did I like? I think that was it really.
Okay.
It was fairly straightforward, yeah.
So nothing unexpected or...
No, very clear.
Okay. And anything surprise you?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh, just that they only fly from Heathrow to Barcelona. That's weird. I thought they would have come from some other London place.
No, that's fair enough. Maybe it's due to current times. All right. So if you go ahead and open up the EasyJet app.
Oh, right.
All right. So just yet again another scenario. So this time same location. So you're living in London. You think you're flying out to Paris now, though.
Okay.
Same time, beginning of March. Ideal choice is that first Saturday in March 2021. Okay. 2 people, 3 nights again. So yeah, show me what you would do. So here you are.
Okay, so I don't like this.
You don't?
No, I think it's very busy.
Okay.
I think it probably has a lot of information, but it's all right in front of my face.
Okay.
So I can't imagine anybody but then I suppose that's because you use this app on board EasyJet as well, and like as part of their flights, whereas British Airways you don't.
Yeah.
So I guess they need to put more information on it, but I feel like there's just a lot going on this screen.
Okay, you don't, and that's
Well, no, I think British Airways looked a lot more streamlined. What's all this at the top? EasyJet Bistro. A lot of this is like before you go, like I don't need to know about the bistro immediately, so it's like it needs to be split into like almost like 2 halves. Okay, you know, like a before you go and then are you ready to go, and then I don't know this. I don't want to know about the bistro right now or the boutique.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is it that you're seeing on the page, Ayla?
Lots of orange.
Lots of orange.
Lots of EasyJet orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lots of options. I mean, it's got a lot of information, which is useful. Things to do. Yeah, so useful.
And are you likely to use any of those?
I don't know. I guess I might now. I actually know it exists. I didn't actually know it had so much. I've only literally ever used it to get my boarding passes.
Okay.
I've never actually looked at it online. And usually by the time I think about it when you're on the plane, so the last time I was on an EasyJet plane, they said you can look at the menu on the app. But we'd already had to put our phones on airplane, so that's no use.
And in terms of that boarding pass, is that something that you make use of?
Yeah, every time. Yeah.
Just on EasyJet or
on EasyJet and on British Airways and I think and Ryanair. Yeah, I use them all.
Okay.
I would always.
And why is that?
Just because you can do it before you go, so you can check in. So I can check in basically on the train on the way to the airport or before if I remember. It's easier than me potentially losing a bit of paper because it's on my phone right in front of me. Plus, if you've got like if you're booking for you and one other person, you can share the boarding pass with them as well. So it's not like you both have to go and then check in and all that. I can check in on their behalf, so we don't all forget.
Okay. Do you share those boarding passes with your?
Yeah.
And how would you do that?
So on that like little share button.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just goes to them. I think it goes like a text message basically and adds it to their wallets.
Okay. And so checking in for flights online, is that?
Yeah.
You always
do.
Always do that.
Unless I forget, but yeah.
And you do that on the app?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright, so yeah. What would you be?
Okay, so I've had a look through here, and what I don't want is here. So I'm assuming what I want at the bottom. This could probably be a bit bigger actually, considering everything else is so in my face. You would think this would be bigger, but I'm going to go to book because I've not booked anything. But it's also got trips, which I assume I've already booked. My boarding passes that I've already downloaded.
Yeah.
And tracker. What's this? Oh yeah, cool. So this is just like seeing where my plane is.
Yeah, and is that something you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't normally do it via the airline application. I would normally like look at the airport departures because quite often the app on EasyJet doesn't line up with the airport.
Okay.
So I've had it before where the airport's told me that everything's delayed and it's thingy, but EasyJet's not updated to tell me that it's delayed. So I would usually just look at the airport one rather than the airline.
And do you normally do that before?
I do now because I've had so many issues where everything's delayed, and if I don't have to go to the airport so early, then sorry, I don't mean. I'm just. What am I doing? Clicking through all this stuff. Sorry. Oh my god. My bad.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Cool. So you do kind of check.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of COVID driven.
Yeah, just to see if there's any delays.
Yeah.
If I can have another wing before I leave.
Okay. No, that's fine. All right. Cool. So what would you be looking for to do here now?
Okay. So now I'd go to book.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. So
yeah, this looks okay.
What do you see on this page?
So very similar to British Airways, apart from the bright orange. Yeah.
Okay. So what are you seeing on the page?
So my departure airport, same.
Yeah.
Although this is clever, you can do this destination select your destination first, so I can say where I want to go, and then it lets me know where it flies from.
Okay.
Which is quite cool, because then I might just choose my airport straight away. This is useful if like if I was flying from Edinburgh, Glasgow, like it's in the middle for us.
Okay.
So I would be able to be like, oh yeah, okay, it flies from both, rather than say from Edinburgh and then, you know what I mean? If I know that I want to get to Barcelona, which is good.
Carry on.
Then it's got my departing and my returning date, same adults and children.
Okay. And in terms of that destination finder or the destination first, is that something that you would kind of explore?
Probably, yeah, if I'm not because like I said, I wasn't precious about London, so I guess maybe I would just put in, maybe I'll try it. Shall I try it?
Not right now.
Okay, I'm like, shall I try it?
Because unfortunately we have that scenario. And then
hope for the best.
Hope for the best. Alright, so in terms of the other bits of the page, what are those icons across the top?
So this one I assume is settings.
Okay.
This little globe thing. Just click it and see.
That's fine. That's cool.
Choose my currency. Sign in. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
And the other?
This is... Oh. Allow EasyJet to access photos and media on your device. Why?
So you don't know what that is?
I don't know what the purpose of that is.
Okay, no, that's fine. So just, it's denied for now. Alright, so if you just want to just go ahead and do what you'd normally do.
Okay, allow EasyJet to access... No.
Okay, just click deny. I think that's probably...
Is this going to let me type? Yeah.
Okay, cool. So London.
Yeah.
Alright, your destination.
I wonder if it searches through my pictures to see where I...
You're going to Paris.
Oh, sorry. I've got Barcelona on the mind.
You were saying you wonder if...
I wonder if it has something to do with, like, it can feed off my... I don't know what I'm thinking.
What's that for?
For those photo things.
Yeah. Carry on. So you can,
I was gonna say like maybe it like looks into my like pictures on what what I've been looking at, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's a bit spooky, no?
That is it. So it's,
is that what it does?
You can search by, you can upload a photo and then it can tell you where it is, and then
okay.
it can take you to there.
It's quite cool, I guess. Bit odd, but I think there's other ways I could find that than using the EasyJet app. But never mind.
All right, so I'm back on the date.
Yeah.
So what are you seeing here?
Very similar. Lovely.
Okay.
Like that you don't have to click next to get to the next month. You can just scroll down.
Okay.
Very key feature.
Okay. And do you enjoy that experience?
Yeah, I do. I think this. Yeah, I don't remember it looking like this. It's much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for now?
So I'm going on this Saturday in March.
Yeah.
First time.
Okay. What are you seeing here now?
So it's got orange with these two little lines next to it. I wonder if that must mean start. And then my select date returning is going to be the Tuesday. Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. So what are you seeing now?
And then it tells me how many days that is. 4-day trip, clear or done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going done.
You're clicking done. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Then I've got 2 adults.
2 adults.
Okay, so now it's letting me see flights and holidays.
Okay.
So I suppose holidays is quite good if I want to book like accommodation as well altogether.
And is that something you would?
Probably not via EasyJet, just because I usually would book accommodation separately.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. Maybe it's because EasyJet I've always thought of as a flight. Maybe if it was like Thomson or Thomas Cook or something, I might be like, oh, I'll show the holidays.
Yeah.
But I can't say I would ever book an EasyJet package holiday.
That's fair enough. Okay, so what?
So I'm just going to show the flights.
Yeah, looking for. Okay, so you're going to show the flights.
Yeah. So,
okay,
God, it's so orange.
It's very orange.
Okay.
So what are you seeing here?
Okay, so now it's got the different. It's got lots of different flights, so from different airports as well. So it's from Luton for Gatwick. I'm saying lots of different airports. Oh, I can scroll here. Then it's got the dates at the top that shows me I can go on the Friday, but it's a couple of £1 more expensive, or I can go on the Sunday for the same price. I'm just going to stick to the Saturday.
Okay.
And then the only thing that you can't seem to do here is like filter, or like, you know, if you've chosen London all airports and then you get to the options and you go, oh, actually, if the choice is between Luton and Gatwick, I'll choose Gatwick.
Okay.
You can't filter to say like, oh, you know, like on Skyscanner you can go, oh yeah, I want all London airports, and then you go, actually, but I don't want Southend and the city flight, I don't want that.
Okay.
So now I'm kind of like, so I would choose Gatwick naturally, but there's no way to like get rid of Luton, if that were.
Okay. So what's your?
So then I would go to Gatwick. So I'm going to look at these two here.
Okay.
And then I would look at the price difference.
So what are you seeing there?
So it's telling me standard, which is just normal, and then it's got flexi, but I don't know what flexi is. So it tells me if I click this button here.
Okay.
What is this? What fares are available? Oh. Okay, so to me, if I clicked on that button saying what is flexi, then when I go into it, it should already have taken me to flexi.
Okay.
So why, like, if I'm clicking on what is flexi, I don't want to know that you fly to 150 destinations. I want to know what is flexi.
Yeah.
So that's annoying that I have to click on that myself. Anyway, we've got to flexi fares. Is a bundled fare with great additional benefits. Okay. An under-seat bag. Okay. A hold bag. Free upfront seat. No, thank you. Fast track security. No, thank you.
You're not really worried about fast?
No, I'm not. I'm not running to get on the plane.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah. Well, fast track security is not bad, but the security at Gatwick Airport is quite fast.
Okay.
So I'm not worried. Speedy boarding. Never feel the need to rush onto the plane.
Okay.
Free flight changes, I guess that's useful, within 1 day. A Flexi Bistro voucher. Oh, no thank you. Valued at £7.50.
You're not...
I don't like plain food.
Don't like plain food, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, all of the Flexi benefits. Okay, so it's basically telling me that the only benefit to me personally here is around the changing of the flights.
Yeah.
But if I go back, the difference in price is like £90.
Yeah.
So I'd rather take the risk and
Yeah.
rebook the flight if I couldn't go.
Okay.
That would be my thing here.
Okay. So what are you looking for?
So then probably here I would look at the prices
Okay.
and the times. So I've got 8:10 in the morning here, which means again I'd have to leave at like 5 o'clock in the morning, or I could pay an extra £8. Is £8, £9
Yeah.
to fly in the afternoon. So I'd probably fly in the afternoon
Okay.
because nobody wants to get up and out of bed at 5 o'clock.
All right. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So.
And then the same, and then the same for return. So it's got the same. I can go to Gatwick or I can go to Luton. And then again, so I prefer Gatwick. So that my option is either to come back early doors. Again,
Okay.
I'm not doing that in the morning.
What else are you seeing on the
So I can change day. So if I decided to stay an extra day for the same price, I could. But then I've got to factor in. I'm just going to check this in case it's got better flight times.
Okay.
But it's the same flight times, so there's no benefit
And
really.
what is it in the flight times that you're looking for?
Well, just that it's not going to, like for example here, this is 7:20 in the morning. To get to the airport in Paris ahead of time, again, you'd have to leave like the middle of the night
Yeah.
to get that's no thank you. This, I don't really love Luton just because the connections are terrible.
Okay.
And this is all right. So again, I'd still have the whole day in Paris because I've taken the slightly later flight going out on the Saturday.
Yeah.
This would give me that time back on the Tuesday,
Okay.
and yeah, that would be fine. So I
Okay,
would take
cool.
this standard one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So nearly getting there.
Yeah.
So what is it here that you see?
Okay, so now it's offering me if I want to take my hold luggage. So I can do 15 kilograms, which is kind of like a small suitcase, or 23 kilograms, which is the big ones.
Okay.
So 22. Yeah, 22. So I probably Paris for 3 days. No, I probably wouldn't buy luggage.
You wouldn't.
Not at £20 a bag per flight. So that's like an extra £40 just for a small suitcase. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think I'd squeeze into the. Yeah,
So you.
I'd squeeze. Yeah.
So what's that threshold for potentially adding more?
If it was, if you could only add this on for one person, oh no, you can add one hold bag, but does that add it to both? I can't remember if that adds it to both people. So like if I were to go with one other person, it may be that I would book one hold bag for 2 people,
Okay.
because that's enough, as it were.
Yeah.
But I can't remember on EasyJet whether you can, if I just add one bag, does that add $44.98 to each person? Can't remember. Okay, let's go with it. I'll take a hold bag. And then I've got my sports equipment here,
Okay.
but I don't ski, so I don't need that. But I guess this is fine. And then it's just continuing again, it's got the fare. This is good, and it's got the fare breakdown as well if I really want to see what the tax is.
Okay.
And then it's got at the bottom £166.70. So if I click on this price breakdown, maybe it'll show me
Yes.
my additional bags. What was the flight price originally? £60. Oh yeah, so it's only added one bag on each way, so that's fine.
Okay.
So that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it wants me to add my passenger details.
All right. So you
Next.
go ahead and do that. All right. So that's pretty much it. I won't ask you to fill those in.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, what did you think of that experience?
That was fine. Yeah. Once the actual function of it's very good. I just don't like this homepage. I think the homepage is awful, actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I do.
Why is that?
I just think it's too busy. It's too.
busy?
I think they've tried to mix like what you should be doing on the plane, which is like look at their bistro and their boutique and all that nonsense there, but like, and then the stuff before you go. So they should have like a section before you go, like where to fly and whatever.
Yeah.
Then maybe you at the airport, which is like your boutique and your bistro and whatever, and then maybe like at your destination. So
Okay.
like your hire a car,
Yeah.
things to do, all that other stuff. But yeah, it needs to be split into like, I don't want to see how to rent a car and what to do in Barcelona when I've not even chose a flight,
Okay.
personally.
That's fair enough. So I mean, that does kind of answer the question already. What did you like or dislike about the whole process?
Yeah. They were both fine, actually. They were both very good. The only thing, I didn't like that you couldn't filter the airport once. Like if you just chose in London, you couldn't then filter it down.
Okay.
That was annoying.
Yeah.
And also that you can't filter like by time. So again, like you can filter, because I use Skyscanner, I refer it to that, but you can like put your outbound as like the afternoon and your inbound in the morning. So if it's like Barcelona, which had like 8 flights, 10 flights, then you could like filter it down even further so that you just see what you want. Okay. Like Paris wasn't so bad because there was only a couple of flights, but Barcelona had like 8. So it'd be nice to be like, yeah, well, I know I need to go in the afternoon and come back in the morning or something. Okay. That's usually how I would filter it anyway.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's very useful. And anything you expect to see but you didn't?
Anything I expect to see? Not really, no.
Anything you were surprised by?
Just that wee photo thing on EasyJet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That blew my mind a little. I've never seen that. Yeah.
So I think it's a new kind of search by Instagram. So
yeah, I mean it's cool. Like now I know what it is. It's cool, but I don't think I'd use it.
Okay. Alrighty. So that's it. That's it. Thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
No probs.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Hopefully that